Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome to Kris Over 50. Today we are talking the new release from Wayne Goss, his Luxury Cream Foundation and Weightless Powder. You may not realize this, but I am a retired aerospace engineer. I spent 10 years in that industry, so I really appreciate processes and repeatability and thorough testing. And that's how I approach my foundation reviews. Today's video is no exception. There is going to be 5 days of very thorough testing of this product. It is available only at beautylish.com. The foundation sells for $38 and the powder is $28. I also picked up the puff, which sells for $10. I was so incredibly excited for this launch. I thought finally Wayne is doing a foundation, and I was a little disappointed when it was a cream, but you know, when he started talking about it and how much pigment was in it, and then he tested it and he included women over 50, I thought, well, okay, you know, Wayne is a really talented makeup artist. I absolutely love everything that I've gotten from him, so I'm going to trust him on this. Some of the problems I'm having with this foundation have been consistent day after day after day, right? I've got a deep line, I've got deep lines. I have never found a foundation that won't go into this one, so that one kind of like doesn't even count. But my 11s, I've got foundations that don't settle into those. And there's a difference when it settles in a little bit and there's just a little line versus it's a thick line and like the sides of the crevice, gosh, that makes it sound like it's the Grand Canyon, but you know what I mean. When the sides are completely devoid of foundation because it literally it hasn't just collected, it's like slid into that. So that's been hard. And then most days it's done this weird patchy collecty thing. So, let's just get into the testing. I'm not sure why I feel so much like a kid on Christmas morning, but I do. I've got my foundations, I got my shade, what I believe is my shade 9, light, medium, neutral. And then I also picked up the lightest shade 12, because when Wayne was talking about it, he was like, you know, for highlight, conceal, all right. I got the powder and the puff. So I just rewatched his video. We're going to start with less than we think we need, and it's push and pull. Let's give it a try. Beautiful packaging, which of course here is just reflecting all of my lights back to you, and will show every fingerprint. And there you go. And the puff has two sides. The side that the strap originally comes on feels a little shorter, and the other side is longer. So per Wayne's suggestion, just going to flip that around. Now I've got the short side out, and I am going to take just a little bit. Like, I felt like I hardly got any, but we'll give it a try. That's how much I put on. Yeah, that was pretty much nothing, so let's get some more. I don't want to scoop down into it, I'm just rubbing along there. All right. I would say that if I was looking for just light coverage, I would consider stopping there, and hopefully you can see that I barely used anything. But I would like a little more coverage. And by the way, I think this is a great shade for me, at least for my winter coloring. I am really liking the look of this. I do want to see if I can build up a little more coverage. And I really am working it into my skin. That's what Wayne said. This is that pushing part, to really work it into the skin and then sort of pull it to smooth it out. I think it looks really pretty. It is certainly my skin, but better. When I'm looking really close at my chin, I want more coverage on my chin. Let's get that number shade 12 opened up. Yeah, that is super, super light. And I'm just gonna go in with my pinky and go under my eyes. Okay, I just dotted it down there. And here's what my puff is looking like. So I'm gonna spin it around to that side that I haven't used yet. I'm just pressing it in. Let's look at the magnification side. I think that just brought a little bit of brightness down there. Now I am gonna flip around to that side where I had the shade 9 and just go over what I put under my eyes. It is a very, very pretty look. Here is the powder. I'm gonna tap a little bit into the cover. Oh, this looks like it is so finely milled. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, super, super finely milled and a nice slip to it. All right, so Wayne says, flip this over to the long side. And for me, what feels like old school, right? Getting the big thing of Coty powder from the drugstore and tapping it in. Ooh. All right, that's probably shouldn't have started on my forehead. Would have been better off starting in the middle of my face, so I had somewhere besides my hairline to move all that powder. In this area right here, it is kind of mottled looking, broken up a little bit. That's not good. I wonder what we do to fix that. I'm gonna go back to the foundation side, try just working it in. So I kind of feel like now I just rubbed it off, going in with just a wee bit more. And here is my final makeup look for today. This foundation is really, really pretty looking. It is my skin, but better. Yeah, it just made me happy to look at it in the mirror. It's been 8 hours since I put on the foundation and the powder, and I gotta say it's completely gone off my chin. At around the 5-hour mark, it was super, super shiny. So I did blot a little bit with the Kleenex, but I didn't apply any other powder. Today may have been a little anomaly. I had a facial earlier in the day, and I know that the sunscreen that she puts on me when I leave is a really kind of shiny, almost greasy one. But you know, when I looked at my skin before I started shooting and it looked fine, so I thought it was going to be okay. But honestly, maybe this wasn't a really fair test, but no worries. I'm in for several more days of testing. Today I am using the Waso primer from Shiseido. This is a mattifying primer. Since I'm going for a satin to matte finish, I thought this would be a good one to use today. I am using the puff that I purchased to apply the foundation. I think a mistake I made on the first day was I applied the foundation with my fingers. I do fix that tomorrow. It is a gorgeous sunny day, and what a fabulous time to come out and see how this foundation looks in the bright sunshine. And in my closet, which is one of the only places where I can get only artificial light. Here's what the foundation looks like under natural lighting photography and also flash photography. And there's a little bit of flashback on the flash photography. It's actually about 12 hours after I put this foundation on, but I have been checking the mirror throughout the day. At around 8 hours, it had settled into this wrinkle, but not my 11s. But now here at 12 hours, it has settled into this side. And when I say it settled into this line, it's the kind of settling in where not only did it leave a line of foundation, it was worn off the sides. And I've taken a picture so I think you can see how it has collected kind of in my nostril area and just broken up a bit in this area. So it's not great. I did use that Wasso primer, so maybe it's not playing well with that, but tomorrow is another day. Today I'm using the primer from Fenty Beauty, and I will also still use the Wayne Goss powder. I figured out today that I need to use the puff to scoop, not really scoop, but get the foundation out of the container onto my face, and I do pick up more, and you're going to see that I get more coverage out of it this way. I'm going to be really honest with you. I am getting really nervous about not liking this foundation. And that's really hard because I really like Wayne Goss. I like everything he's put out so far. I did a video when his first lipsticks launched, and he watched my video and he left me a comment on that video. I mean, how nice of a guy is that? In fact, I'll link that video down below and you can go check out the comments. And there's one from Wayne Goss. I still have that in my email inbox. It meant the world to me. And so, I don't want to cut this foundation any slack, but also I'm really sad because it's not wearing well so far. I went for a much heavier coverage today, and I used a different primer. Instead of the super matte Wasso one, I went with the Fenty Beauty, and I went back and I rewatched Wayne's video, and he was like, if you want a more luminous look, use a luminous primer. If you want a more matte look, use a matte primer. I don't like getting shiny. To my eye, that's what it is. It's not radiance, it's shiny. So not only, do I go, it's been 4 hours since I put this foundation on, and I go look in the mirror and I'm like, dang, that looks shiny. And now I go and I look and I pull up the magnification mirror, and okay, one, I'm shiny, and two, it's broken up here. And like I said, I put on a lot more today because in his video, he covers up a tattoo. He's like, you can go full coverage with this. He talks about it being almost 30% pigment. I think it's 28 or 29% pigment. So it's highly pigmented. And I'm like, yeah, let's push it today. Let's see if we can do full coverage with this foundation today. And okay, we know that this one's a given. Yeah, until I have something seriously done to my face, if I'm going to do anything, it's going to settle in there fine. But you know what? I'm going to see if I can zoom you in really close. So it really is doing no favors to my skin. I did use his powder again today, so tomorrow, day 4 of testing this foundation, I think I'm going to switch it up and not use his powder. Here we are on day 4, And now I am just trying to make this foundation work. So today I'm going to use a brush to apply it. That would be the IT Cosmetics brushes for Ulta, the Airbrush 101. That is my known quantity, my go-to. I am using the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is hydrating primer, plus there's no silicone in it, so maybe that's a thing. And even though we can't get back a powder anymore, I am using that because it's a known quantity, and I will be using the IT Cosmetics pressed powder for my finishing powder today. Well, dang, I really wanted to like this foundation, and you know, I am working so hard to make it work, and today has just been another disappointment. The one thing that is consistently done is settled into the deep lines, settled in under my nose. I will say that it hasn't worn off my chin, and I feel like today it didn't get nearly as shiny. You know, I'll give it one more shot tomorrow. Day 5, the last day to see if this foundation will work. I'm going to use a beauty blender today. I got it damp and then applied it to the product and used that to apply it to my face. I really liked how much product that delivered. I thought that gave me really good coverage, and I will say I think of all the 3 methods, that has actually been my favorite application method. I used the Laura Geller primer. For me, it's a good hybrid between a moisturizing primer and also a little filling. They call it the spackle primer, so let's see if that helps with the settling into lines. Going to another trusted powder in the Beauty Bakery product, and I finished it with the Wayne Goss powder. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a like, a subscribe, and ring that bell. This is a 6-hour check-in here on day 5 because honestly, you know what? It's not going to get any better than it is right now. And as you can see in this close-up footage, today it decided to wear weird on my nose and get patchy on the sides. I was out running errands today, and I just remember looking in the rearview mirror and just not even liking what I was seeing, which is so disheartening. I wanted to love this foundation so much. Like, I am a huge fan of Wayne's. I own all 4 of his eyeshadow palettes. I own 7 lipsticks, 2 lip glosses, 2 lip liners, 2 eyeliners, and I was late to the party on the blushes. I just got some, and I absolutely love it, and I want to get the rest of them. But this foundation, no. It let me down day after day after day, and that's sad. If you like foundation reviews, I've got my most popular foundation review right up here for you. I'm going to link it on the end screen in a moment, along with a playlist for all of my foundation reviews. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great day.